Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. We now come to another video. Now, this video is again for the teachers. And in this video, I'll guide or I'll give an example of a lesson plan for teaching the rows of indices. Rows of indices. So I'll first of all begin by giving what you are supposed to consider before you come up with a very good lesson plan. So guys, welcome. Greetings from me. So guys, for every maths lesson plan, it's a good idea to include the following. Number one, the objective. Number two, related requirements to understand the lesson. 3, which materials will be used. 4, what lesson procedure you follow. 5, how you assess understanding and learning of the subject matter. And finally, reflection on how the lesson went. So a good lesson plan has got those key areas. Let's now go to the lesson plan for the rows of indices. So, of course, you have the subtopics, you have subject is mathematics, topic is rows of indices, grade level is middle school or early high school, and the duration is just about 60 minutes. Objectives will be, by the end of this lesson, students will be able to understand and apply the rows of indices. Number 2, they will be able to simplify expressions using the rows of indices. And number 3, they will be able to solve problems involving indices. Materials required, you have the whiteboard and the markers. You have the projector and the computer for presentations, if you can afford. You have handouts with practice problems. You have index scans for a matching game. And finally, you have graphic calculators, but that one is optional. The lesson outline. Introduction will take just 10 minutes, and it will involve the following. Greeting and warm-up. That takes 5 minutes, where you welcome the students and briefly discuss the importance of indices in mathematics. Next, start with a simple warm-up activity, like ask students to calculate basic exponentiation problems, like 2 cubed, 3 squared, 4 raised to 1, 5 raised to 0, and so on. Next, after the warm-up, you have running objectives, which will take 2 minutes. Clearly state the objectives of the lesson. Pre-assessment will take 3 minutes. Ask a few questions to gauge prior knowledge, such as what does 3 squared mean? Or how would you multiply 2 cubed by 2 squared? Direct instruction will take 20 minutes. And in the first 10 minutes, you are going to do introduction to the laws of indices. And you use the whiteboard or a presentation to explain each law with examples. So we have the product of powers law. We have the quotient of powers law. We have the power of a power law. We have power of a quotient law. And we have zero exponent law. This one here, rune, is law, is not rune. And we have negative exponent law. The worked examples, after you give those laws with examples, will take about 10 minutes. And here, you solve a few examples for each law on the whiteboard, after which you engage students by asking them to suggest steps or come to the board to solve. The guided practice will take 15 minutes, in which you have practice problems, which will take 10 minutes, where you distribute handouts with practice problems covering each law. Work through the first few problems together as a class. Allow students to complete the rest individually or in pairs, providing assistance as needed. After that, you'll be followed by interactive activity, which will take about 5 minutes, where you can play a matching game with index cards, where students match equivalent expressions, e.g., 2 cubed times 2 squared is going to match with 2 raised to 5. The next part, which is independent practice, takes 10 minutes, where you have the worksheet activity. Here you provide a worksheet with a mix of problems, including simplifying expressions, applying multiple laws in one problem, real-life application problems. Then after that, you can give challenge problems, where you offer a few challenging problems for advanced students. Then this will be followed by assessment and review, which takes 5 minutes, where you have exit ticket, You ask students to complete a quick exit ticket with 2 to 3 problems that assess their understanding of the roles of indices. So when the students finishes the 2 or 3 problems, that is the time they are going to go out, and then you do the review the answers to the exit tickets and address any common misconceptions or errors. Finally, you have the conclusion, which takes 5 minutes. Here, there is a recap where you summarize the key points of the lesson. Then you have question and answer. You allow time for any final questions or clarifications. And then you have homework, where you assign a set of problems from the textbook or a worksheet for further practice. You can give additional notes in which you have differentiation. Here you provide additional support for students who struggle, such as more guided practice of simplified problems. You also challenge advanced students with more complex problems involving multiple roles. Then you can have technology integration, where you use an interactive whiteboard or educational software to demonstrate the roles of indices visually. Incorporating graphing calculators for exploring higher powers and their properties. Finally, you have a follow-up, where you plan a follow-up lesson to deliver deeper into more complex application of indices, including scientific notation and exponential growth and decay. This structured lesson plan ensures that students are introduced to the roles of indices in clear, engaging, and supportive manner, with ample opportunities for practice and assessment. Last and not least, you have the acknowledgement, where I thank all those people who assisted me in coming up with this video. So with those few remarks, guys, that comes to the end of that video. We have come to the end of the lesson plan. So that lesson plan is for a suggestive lesson plan for teachers who would like to plan for a lesson on the roles of indices. So guys, the next video after this, we would be very unfair if we don't show a lesson, or we have a lesson on how to prove the roles of indices. So that will be our next video, guys. Bye bye for this one, and see you next time. Subscribe for more videos will be coming in mathematics, guys. See you guys next time. Bye bye.